YouTube, what's going on? It's Juan Gotti here with another Washington Commanders video, and in today's video, I'm coming on here to talk about the top free agent safeties that I think the Washington Commanders should go after in free agency. So without further ado, let's get straight into today's video. But before we do, make sure you guys go down below, leave a like on this video, subscribe if you're new, and turn on post notifications so you get notified when I upload a video about the NFL, or in this case, our Washington Commanders. Let's get straight into today's video. So the biggest reason why I'm making this video is because we need to find Cameron Curl's duo. We need to find Cameron Curl's partner in crime. Because we know how good Cam Curl is. I was already going to make this video, but then I came across some of his highlights on Instagram today, man, and I just was like, it just instantly brought a smile to my face, because I'm like, man, I love Cameron Curl, bro. Like, we got so lucky that you know, the Combine got canceled, because if it didn't, we wouldn't have Cameron Curl. I mean, this is a guy that was projected to go in the 3rd round if we would have had a Combine and if he was able to show off his skills, but he slipped to the 7th round because of, obviously, the world circumstances. So, I mean, I guess that's one thing this whole thing did good for us, I guess, right? But, yeah, man, we need to find Cameron Curl's dog, partner in crime. You know, Bobby McCain, cool. He alright, but you know what I'm saying? I think we could do way better than Bobby McCain. I wouldn't mind having Bobby McCain back and getting someone else in free agency too. Because Bobby McCain, he's cool. He's okay. But I just don't think he's a dog. I don't think he is a rangy free safety that you can pair up with Cameron Curl. So that brings me to the point here. Who do I think Washington should go out and get at safety to pair up with Cameron Curl? There's a list, because there's quite a few. So let's kick off this list of players that I wouldn't mind having. Let's talk about Jaquiski Tartt from the San Francisco 49ers. He's a guy that's pretty solid. He's not the best, but he's one of the guys that I think if we were to not sign the big guys like Jesse Bates or like Marcus May or Marcus Williams, I think Jaquiski Tartt may be a guy that I would be okay with. He's pretty solid. He's not the fastest. He's not the strongest, but he's pretty solid. I think he may be slightly better than Bobby McCain. He's not my first choice by any means, but again, if we were to not sign one of the big guys, I would not mind having Jaquiski Tartt. Next guy that I want to talk about, none other than Marcus Williams, guy from the Saints. Everyone remembers him from the Minneapolis Miracle, where he missed the tackle that would have sent the Saints to the NFC Championship, and he missed that tackle. Everyone knows that. But then after that, I don't know what happened. Man, I guess that play right there humbled him. He's been one of the best safeties ever since, and he's going to get paid this offseason, whether it's with the Saints. I don't think they have enough money to pay him. That's just off the top of my head, and think looking at their cap situation, I could definitely be wrong. But I don't think he is going to be able to resign with the Saints. You know, so he may most likely be on the move. And if we want to spend big, because these are one of the guys, because he's young, and he's still young, and he's really, really good, this is a guy that we're going to have to spend a lot of money on if we want him to pair up with Cameron Curl. And I would love that move. You know what I'm saying? Yes, it's going to cost a lot. So if we were to not get him, I would definitely understand, because you got to think about it like this. You already have so much tied up into that secondary. And yeah, it's not a lot, but you already paid Kendall Fuller. You already paid William Jackson. You're already paying Landon Collins. And I get it that it's a possibility that we may release him this offseason and we'll save about $6 million in cap space. But for the time being, he's still on his roster. So you already have so much tied up into the safety position, or the DB position specifically. I think, honestly, getting Marcus Williams would be cool. But again, like I said, you have a lot of money tied up into that DB group that you now would have to pay him a lot more money. And then coming down the pipe probably next year, you would have to pay Cameron Curl too. So it's like you have to play games with this whole situation. As much as I would love Marcus Williams, am I willing to pay this much money to get him? And then on top of that, I have to pay Cameron Curl? Again, that's a decision they're going to have to make. But I would love Marcus Williams here in D.C. The next guy I want to talk about, the big guy, Jessie Bates, man. How good is Jessie Bates? I mean, he's one of the best safeties in all of football. We've seen that get put on display this whole postseason, and even in the regular season. But I'm glad the Bengals made it as far as they could because it shined more light on that. Not just Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase, but that defense too. And Jessie Bates being a part of that. He's really, really good. He's going to get paid this offseason. I honestly don't see a way Cincinnati just lets him walk. He's one of their captains. He's one of their leaders of that defense. So I think they're going to do whatever they can to re-sign Jessie Bates. But again, if he was to be on the move, that's a guy. That's my #1 choice, to be honest. I don't care how much money it's going to cost to get Jessie Bates here. I would love to have Jessie Bates here, man, to pair up with Cameron Curl. Again, going to be expensive, but it's worth it. I mean, the guy is so good. He's a good coveraging corner, or a coveraging safety rather. He comes down and he can lay a hit stick. He knows how to tackle. He rarely blows assignments. Like, Jessie Bates is all around good, and he's a good leader too. So I would love to have Jessie Bates here in DC. Another guy moving on. This is probably 1B for me, and this is probably the more realistic option. And I know this may sound crazy because Tyrann Mathieu is still super, super good, but considering his age, he may not require as much money as these other guys. But yeah, Tyrann Mathieu is probably 1B for me as far as having the best safety to pair up with Cameron Curl. I would love Tyrann Mathieu for multiple reasons. Again, like I just said, age. He's a veteran. He's been through this so many times. He's a Super Bowl champion. He's coming back to pair up with Kendall Fuller. They both can reunite that. Then he can come here and not only play at a top level on himself, but he can teach Cameron Curl the ropes. That's one thing that I love about Tyrann Mathieu that separates himself from all these other guys. All these other guys, yeah, they played, and they're set to make some big, big money, but they're still young. You know what I'm saying? Tyrann Mathieu has been through it. You know, he's been through the ups and downs from Arizona to Kansas City. He knows what it takes to get to multiple Super Bowls. He's been on the big stage, and he's won. So, again, I think that would probably be the best fit for Washington as far as not having to spend so much money. You're going to spend some money to get Tyrann Mathieu, but you're not going to have to spend Jessie Bates kind of money or Marcus Williams kind of money to get him here. And then on top of that, you're getting veteran leadership, and you're still getting high-quality play from Tyrann Mathieu. So I think, honestly, that is the best fit for Washington. It's all about how much they're willing to spend. We definitely could re-sign Bobby McCain and then probably go out and get another guy in the draft or something like that. So again, it's depending on how much they want to pay. You know, the safety position may not be as high on their priority list as it is for me. And my list of things we need to do this offseason to improve better, besides obviously getting a quarterback. So again, it's all depending on what they're willing to do. But that is my list of players that I would love to see here in Washington as far as safeties to pair up with Cameron Curl. What is yours? What are some guys that you would like to see pair up with Cameron Curl? Whether it's the big guys like Jessie Bates or some under-the-radar free agencies or free agents that you would like to see Washington go out and get to pair up with Cameron Curl. As always, it's been your boy Juan Gotti. Like, comment, subscribe. Hail to the Washington Commanders. Visit the store link down below in the description if you want to buy you some Juan Gotti Talking Sports merch. I'm out. Peace.